Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Star and Flurry's 31-day challenge in March to do readings for four elements every day for 31 days. Um, I must make a confession right now that I just did all four readings, and of course, had the horror, which many YouTube people do, the horror of going to turn off the recording and finding out that I am then turning it on, which means I recorded none of it. Oh my God. And it was so good. They were really good readings all the way down the line. And so that's the end of that. So um, we'll start over. And I have a fun story to tell at the end. So for those who are um, here for the readings you can kind of fast forward and see where the readings end, and then chime in near the end for the quick story. But while I shuffle these cards, I will tell you that I've been in the process of cleaning out my quote walk-in unquote closet, which hasn't been a walk-in closet for a very long time. Because basically I am a clothes hoarder. And it was interesting because when I was talking about this earlier, I was trying kind of like, well, why am I that way? And then I realized that it's really because, or I think part of it is that my mom, first of all, she was pretty stingy about my clothing. She tried very hard to buy me clothes, but I'm just such a weird fit and I like things loose, and she thought they should be tight, and oh my God. She was very body conscious. I don't know if that's the way to put it. I don't want to say to show off your body, but to wear clothing that fits your body perfectly. And my body just wasn't a body that fits clothes perfectly. I'm really short. I'm really broad-shouldered. I have basically no waist, and I'm built like a guy, I guess is the best way to put it. So when I find clothes to fit, I hang on to them, and because mom would just she'd come, I'd come home one day, and suddenly my favorite sweatshirt and my favorite t-shirt are gone. And I'm like, whoa, where'd they go? Oh, they're rags now. They're my dusting closet. I'm like, what? And the many times I literally pulled them out of the dust rag bin before they had been put to use in that regard. But I think that in the long run, it trained me to hang on to clothes that I like. And, you can hang on to clothes that you like all you want, but eventually you want some new clothes, some new colors, maybe some new styles. Although now that I'm retired, I'm pretty much sweatshirts and shorts or sweatshirts and jeans. But, anyways, you kind of want some new color or whatever. And I just don't throw out the old stuff because it's still fine. It still wears fine. It's clean. So, years I've been hanging on to some of this stuff. And it's time to go. And I never really, when I moved here, literally 6 years ago, I'd done three, I don't even know how many moves, but I was so tired by the time I got done with Dad's um, kind of estate, emptying that whole thing out, that when it came to mine, I was just unable. I just couldn't, I was done making those kind of decisions. So all of that stuff came with me, and a lot of clothes, and I just have never. I have this huge walk-in closet, so I just filled it up, and now I don't have a walk-in closet anymore because it's full of crap. So today was the day. I'm not done. It's probably going to take me 3 days, but I'm getting ready to do a big donation, and I'm very happy about it. Okay, so, and then I have a fun story afterwards. So stick around. So fire signs: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Let's do this again. I remember your reading was very poignant, so I'm hoping this one will be just as poignant. Three of Swords, Nine of Pentacles. Oh, you know what? For a reading starting off with this says to me, good. Whatever just happened, good. Um, and I always or I was reminded of this, and I want to remind others that this isn't always about just a broken heart. It's kind of what your head does to you when your heart gets broken. And we can, God, you could do a million things. Like, did I, what did I do? What did I say? Was, how can they not like me? Just a million things. And heartache is not just related to love. It can be a friend, or you've disappointed someone and you're just raking yourself over the coals. And that to me is what these swords are all about. It's really more of a heady thing than a heartbreak thing. But whatever is going on here, sunny, beautiful day. I mean, robes and greenery and grapes and birds. I mean, I could hear the birds in the background and the leaves rustling, and the glorious look of this beautiful fool who's like on the precipice of something really new. I say, whatever the heartbreak was, I am so sorry. But you know what? You are okay, and you're going to be okay. So I forgot to say that at the beginning because I already said it, even though it didn't record it, is that I'm using Pam's Delight Tarot, which is available at the Game Crafter. Got a link down below. And then the oracle I'm using is the Dream Song Oracle by Angie Sullins and Marta Orlowska. It's absolutely my favorite oracle. Period. I really it's just one of the best ones. And 99% of that is because of the guidebook. And Simon at the Hermit's Cave showed it off. I think during a deck showing off, which he does with, I can't remember her name. Is it Michelle? I can't remember her name. At the Oneness Emporium in the UK, and every month they come on and they show a bunch of new decks. And I think he showed this one, but he just did a walkthrough today. So I encourage you to check out his channel if you're interested in seeing the whole deck. And boy, it is worth it, let me tell you. So your oracle card, fire signs, is, go dark. Okay. Go dark. That's interesting. Go dark. Your darkness is not your enemy. It can seem scary, but it's where new life grows and develops. You do too. This moment calls you to be willing to be with your own darkness. It asks you to embrace your dark as your beloved ally. Cradle your uncertainty. The dark night of the soul holds secrets for you that you wouldn't be able to see in the brightness of the glaring certainty. Poet Mary Oliver, who by the way is so good. Poet Mary Oliver spoke about a box of darkness as a priceless gift in her life. When the dark surrounds us, we come to know ourselves as the light. Chaos, crisis, and suffering I want to read this properly. Chaos, crisis, and suffering want to gift you a new understanding of who you really are beyond who you always thought yourself to be. And boy, doesn't that tie this whole thing in beautiful. Perfect. You're good to go, fire signs. You're good to go. Well done. You'll make it through. For sure. Water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And a commenter reminded me, she's got like 3 of her astrological chart is reflected in 3 of the 4 elements. Which I thought, oh my God, that's a chunk. And then I was reminded that for a very long time, I thought I was an Aquarius with Aquarius moon, but I'm actually Aquarius with a Cancer moon. And I just found that out. I don't know if I read my chart wrong or whatever. Somebody read it wrong for me. I can't recall. But whatever. So I am starting today. I'm spending a little more time listening to the water sign reading because my moon is in Cancer, which is also my brother's astrological sign. Okay. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Again, this is for Friday, March 7th. 3 of Wands. Ace of Cups. 5 of Swords. Well, I think everything is in motion. It is everything's going smoothly, and something has gotten in the way, and you fought for it. And I think you may have spoken a little out of turn. Like, was this really worth it? Um, it's tough when you decide to when you've got your plans set in motion, everything's going, you kind of got luck on your side, everything seems to be rolling along, and then some glitch shows up, and that can be a really annoying thing, and it can be, and especially when it's as smooth as as smooth as like you look at both of these waters are just smooth and calm and beautiful, and then this is all mixed up. So something happened, but don't lose your temper. That would be my advice. Because I don't know if you're used to losing your temper when things don't go right. I certainly am that person. I want things to go smoothly all the time. I plan to make sure that they go smoothly all the time, and when they don't, I I get mad, and it's something I'm always working on. So that's I would say be forewarned of something like that showing up tomorrow. And your oracle card, abracadabra. I love it. Let me show you. Oh my God, look at that. Oh, look at the lighthouse in the balloon, and it's almost like she's playing cat's cradle with the strings on the balloon. Isn't that beautiful? So this tells me that you've been maybe making some magic, and you want to you want to keep on doing that. 26. Abracadabra. Say it with me. I'm reading the book right now. Say it with me. Abracadabra. The word has been associated with hocus pocus, sleight of hand, trickery, but it's so much more. It's an Aramaic word meaning I create as I speak. This is the time to believe in your vision and honor the power of the light source. Draw close to wonder. Wonder, WONDER. Embrace possibilities. Your dreams ache for a way into the world. You are their lighthouse, delivering them from etheric waters into the harbor of reality. Whoa. Let yourself be their ally. Hold on to the truth behind all manifestations. Seeing is not believing. Believing is seeing. Believing in the magic helps manifest it into the material realm of your life. And boy, isn't that this right here. So, whatever may be stepping on that tomorrow, it's not worth the fight. Don't just, sometimes the best response is no response. Very cool reading. I love this oracle deck. It just seems to know what cards are laying down. It's so cool. Okay, next are the air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, March 7th, Friday. Oop. The Magician popped up there. Let me get these cards out of the way. Okay. Give them a shuffle and a cut. Whenever I say that, it reminds me of that song, Bushel in a Peck. Shuffle in a deck. I think I need 3 cuts. Okay. Air signs, what are we up to tomorrow? Queen of Cups. 5 of Pentacles. 7 of Cups. You got a lot going on, dear. And you are not... the Queen of Cups, I always look at her beautiful, gorgeous cup with the lid on. Like, why is the lid on? What's in that cup? Well, maybe just way too much to even look at. So much that you can't even make a choice. The little guy down here saying, "Frickin' just decide." And therefore, you're just kind of out in the cold in terms of going forward. There's just this 7 of Cups, man, can really wreak havoc on on you when it shows up. It's like confusion. There's too much to think about, too much to look at, too much to do, and it stifles you. And when that happens, you end up kind of out in the cold. And the Queen of Cups, while a nurturer and a lover, I think all the good things. I look at this, I see this huge. I know is it land or is it an iceberg? I think it depends on the reading, and this, in fact, may be an ice curb. I think she's a bit frozen in her ways, and therefore is on the outside of whatever this is. So it's time to loosen up. Loosen up. Get these cups out of your way. They are distracting. You're looking at too much. You gotta whittle some out. Sometimes it's a matter of picking two, pushing one out. Go back, pick another two, push one out until you're down to one. So I don't envy your position. I hate making decisions like that too, especially when they involve more than one thing. But you got to do it, and you got to lift the lid of that cup up, melt that iceberg. Yeah. Oh shoot! I mixed the cards up. I forgot to pull your oracle. Let me do that right now. I should, and I can't. I'm not going to dig through to find the cards. So it's the Queen of Cups, Five of Pentacles, and it's a memory test for me. And the Seven of Cups. Passed. And oh no, we already saw that one. I'll cut the cards. Cherish the small things. Cherish the small things. A poet once said, enjoy the little things in life, for one day you'll look back and realize they were the big things. Ain't that the truth? In a busy and distracting world, I'd be pointing at the Seven of Cups right now if it was still there, it can feel like an Olympic feat to take the time to notice the little things, to pause and wonder at the parade of black ants crawling along at the tree branch, or the arc of a flight made by a lone butterfly. Any time spent in wonder pays deep dividends in real time. When we notice the little things, our heart opens to curiosity. Curiosity is the beginning of any adventure or great project. Only in open spaces can we gaze at the possibilities and have the bravery to ask, what if? And why not? Exactly. Take the lid off. That is what you need to do. Take the lid off, you Queen of Cups, and melt that iceberg behind you. Okay, where are we at here? I think we're down to the earth signs. So make sure I'm still recording. Yes, I am. Good for me. Okay. Okay, earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Two of Swords. Boy, she just makes an appearance every single day, doesn't she? Hanged Man. Knight of Pentacles. Take your time. Whatever this decision is, it needs study from more angles than you're giving it right now. And the advice here is just as clear as day to me. Take your time. Don't be rash. Really look at it from all sides before you decide. I don't like it when readings are this clear because we don't get to chat. But that's what this is saying so clearly to me. And your oracle card. Ooh, that's interesting. Welcome presence. And it's not presence as in gifts, it's presence as in um, what is going on presently. Welcome presence. That almost is telling me there's a lot of people involved in this decision, and that is partially why you need to take your time with it. You're in no hurry to do so. Take your time. 39. Let's see what we got here. Welcome presence. The garden of consciousness is ever flourishing, ever changing. Your quest right now is to soothe the thoughts that churn up the soil, to intentionally calm the frantic buzzing of anxiety and concern. And I would say, yeah, exactly, frantic I'm sorry, anxiety and concern of you and those around you. Create intentional solitude. Let the stillness. I'm sorry, I need a sip of water. Hold on. I was getting a froggy in my throat. Let the stillness at your core. Anxiety and concern. Create intentional solitude. Let the stillness at your core rise to meet the circumstances of your situation, and therein lies your hanged man. Court the stillness so that in your clarity, the next right thing for your life can take root, and blossom. This is not a time for effort. It's a time for ease, for relief, for deep internal intentional calm. And that is just to me the Knight of Pentacles, all in a nutshell. As Lao Tzu said, do you have the patience to wait until your mud settles and the water is clear? Can you remain unmoving till the right action arises by itself? The master doesn't seek fulfillment, not seeking, not expecting. She is present and can welcome all things. Wow. All of these oracle readings today have just been so poignant and clear and clarifying to the readings. And I just think that's what makes this particular oracle so good, I guess. And I'm just honored to be able to read with it and find a way in which to incorporate it into the readings that I'm doing. So I'm learning a lot here, and I'm really excited about it. Anyways, so thank you so much, people, for stopping by for your readings. So my story is that for years, probably 2+ years, I have wondered. So I was watching YouTube one day, and somebody brought up the Way Home Tarot, which is one of my favorites. And I said, "Geez, I haven't looked at that deck in a while." And part of it is because when I first got the Way Home Tarot, I was not very adept at tarot, and so cards without a standard RWS image threw me off a little bit. And the Way Home Tarot is very much that. It's a little pippish. And I hadn't read much Marseille or anything like that. So it was just an unfamiliar deck to me, and I had trouble reading it, but I really liked it. And so when I saw it, but I don't know, however long ago, on YouTube, I said, I'm gonna dig that out. I'm gonna give it a second chance. See if I'm looking at it differently, which I am doing a lot now, and so many decks that I wasn't able to really make sense of are now just so much fun for me. But anyway, so I go on the hunt for the Way Home Tarot, and it is nowhere to be found, anywhere. And I want to say a year and a half ago, too, I didn't have a huge collection. I knew where every deck was. I don't have that luxury now, but at the time I did, and I couldn't figure out where it was. Like, did I leave it in a suitcase? Blah blah blah. And the closest I could dial in, because I don't travel very often, but when I travel, I do tend to take 6 or 7 decks with me. The Way Home might have been one of them when I went to Newt's 2 years. Was it 2 years ago? 2.5 years ago? And I thought, did I leave it in the hotel? I left a little early. I can't remember what the deal was. Oh, I wasn't feeling well. That's right. And I thought if I wasn't feeling well, I might not have done a thorough search of the hotel room. Did I leave it inadvertently there? And I was really upset about it. And then generally, if I lose a deck or can't find it, if I take a moment to reorder it specifically if I can from Amazon, because then I can cancel it. Usually, if I tell the universe, fine, I'm just going to order another copy, it usually shows up in 24 hours. It's happened so many times, it's uncanny. And so it's just like the universe is just messing with me. And, and then the fun is over when I reorder the deck. So so that it's presented back to me. Anyways, and then I can go in and cancel it on Amazon, which I've done frequently. Anyways, so doing the massive clean out of the quote unquote walk-in closet today, I came upon in the corner was a blue IKEA shopping bag. They have these. They have the big ones that you could use when you're at the IKEA, but they also have these little ones that you can buy at the counter, and they're really a good size, especially for grocery shopping. So it was one of those bags, and I was like, "What is this doing here?" And I went to grab it, picked it up, and it had a little weight on it, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" And then I saw the 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 corner of a tuck box, tarot tuck box, pop up, and I'm like, and the first thing I thought of was, "Is the Way Home Tarot in this bag?" And so I pulled the bag out. It was full of mostly empty tuck boxes. I generally, if it comes in a tuck box, I will move the deck into a bag. Or if it's in one of those Llewellyn boxes, anything gigantic that isn't convenient to stack up or whatever, I will move it into a bag. Now, the Way Home Tarot does not fall into that category. It comes in a great box, but whatever. So, anyways, this bag was full of kind of empty tuck boxes, but it had weight to it. And so, as I pulled it out and I opened it up and I start digging through the tuck boxes, there at the bottom, I find this beautiful bag by, I think it's Prairie Moon Designs on Etsy. These were my first go-to tarot bags. That I'd found. This before I discovered Peggy bags and Moonlit Faye zipper bags, and I'm more of a zipper person than a tie person. But I have several of Prairie Moon's designs, and I really like them. And I saw this at the bottom of the bag, and I'm like, no way. And I open it up, and sure enough, the Way Home Tarot. So there it has sat. I'll show a few cards. There it has sat for almost 2 years in my not so walk-in closet, in the corner, in the dark, in the back, covered up by a bunch of tuck boxes. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna put this deck under I have this big obsidian pyramid. Ooh, dusty. Jeebus. Nance, clean that off. This beautiful piece of obsidian. I actually have a piece of, I'll show that to you too. Beautiful piece of natural obsidian. Maybe I'll put it under that to let it off gas any negative feelings it might have gathered while it sat there unattended for so long. I'm sorry, Way Home Tarot. But so now I have two. I have the OG right here in my hands and a secondary copy in my drawer down here because I always know where it is. It's like once you kind of lose a deck, you make a point never to lose it again, especially if it's for a length of time. And in this case, I'm embarrassed to admit, it's been probably 2 years. Because I remember thinking it was Newt's where I lost it. So that would have been, let's see, that would have been, was that 22? 23, 24? I think it was 2022, I think. I can't exactly remember. God, I love the star card in this deck. Isn't that just gorgeous? One of the most beautiful. There was another one, and this, the Seven of Wands, is, ugh. And there's another one in here that I really like too. Where is it? Right here. The Four of Wands. The Home Fire. Anyways, it's just a great deck. And now that I know the cards so much better, I'm looking, it's not, I guess, I was saying it's kind of pippish, which it is. but it still has. I wouldn't call them lazy pips, as the term I think Simon likes to call some stuff. Lazy pips. They're not lazy, but they're pips. Anyways, so highly recommend this deck if it's still available. I don't know if it is. Yeah, I'll list a link down below. Well, I'll list a link either way, whether it's available or not. But anyway, so I am so glad to have this. Well, I mean, the bottom line is it's always been home, just hidden in my home, and I'm so happy to have her back in her rightful place in her Prairie Moon Design Stero bag. And I'll put a link for Prairie Moon as well. She has really lovely bags and cool fabrics, and then she also will often do a contrasting fabric on the inside. And I like these because if you want, you have a little room to do a little reading if you want on this. On here, should you choose to do so, which is kind of cool too. So, yeah. So, we love her tarot bags. Anyway, so that's my story. So tomorrow I'm back at it upstairs again. Still got a lot to ream out, and I have a lot of, and then I need to load it all into my car and take it over to. I don't know if I'm going to take it over to Habitat for Humanity, or what did I do with the oh, right here. Habitat for Humanity or Goodwill, or I may split it between the two. This is a Peggy bag, which I just love as well. It goes great with this deck. Gets purple with stars. It's full of stars. I actually watched, well, I missed it. When they were doing the 30 Days of Oscar on TCM, they played 2001 Space Odyssey, which I haven't seen in a long time. But usually when there's a movie on there that I really want to see, I set out an alarm, but I forgot to do that this time. So I missed it. But thankfully, it's still available on, I think Hulu, maybe? I can't remember. One of the streaming services. So I went ahead and rented it, or didn't rent it. It was free. What an exceptional film that is. For the time it was produced, I think it's 1971. Well, I'm pulling that out of my butt, but for the time that it was produced, it's an astounding film. Nothing like the book. I would read the book if you get the chance. I think is it Arthur Clarke? Arthur C. Clarke. It's a great book. Nothing like the film. But the film in itself just stands alone, and well worth a watch. Alrighty, everybody, that's it from Star and Flurry. Thank you again for stopping by. I appreciate it so very much. And I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.